But we're going to start in the NBA. Say hello to DraftKings Contributor Garion Thorne along with RotoWire's Whalen. Fellas, like I said, just a 2-game slate tonight, but it's got James Harden taking on the Nets for the first time since the blockbuster deal that sent him to Philly. So we won't see Ben Simmons for Brooklyn. He still isn't game ready. But since the game is in Philly, Kyrie Irving will be able to play. So a lot of stats to choose from and a lot of narrative. So Garion, who are you making your captain in this showdown tonight?
Well, I feel like we almost have to specify that we will physically see Ben Simmons because for whatever reason, they're going to have him sit on the bench in Philadelphia and not play in this game.
God.
Which I believe one Philadelphia beat writer described it as being a sitting target, which that sounds super fun for Ben Simmons. So I think this is a great decision on the part of the the Brooklyn Nets front office management team. Yeah, look, it's going to be the chalk, and I understand that, but I think I have to lean Harden here. I mean, a motivated James Harden is one of the scariest NBA players that we have in our league, and he's going to be motivated tonight. And he's just been playing motivated since he got to Philadelphia, and we've seen what the results have been. The usage has taken a pretty sizable dip. I mean, he is not generally speaking, a 24% usage guy, but we knew that would happen playing alongside Joel Embiid. But the other areas of his game that have ticked up to such a degree that it really does make up for any loss we've seen in scoring. This is someone who's got a 54% assist rate since he joined the Philadelphia 76ers. He is averaging 21.8 potential assists per game, which doesn't just lead basketball in that span of time. It leads by quite a large margin. So at this point, we're kind of looking at someone who's just a walking double-double. He's actually motivated to put up a couple more points tonight in his return. Well, not a return, but in his first game against his old team. I just think the ceiling is higher for him than it is for any other player on the slate.
Nick, he's going to cost you $18,600 in the captain spot, but do you just have to eat the chalk here?
Yeah, you certainly can. I mean, there's an argument to be made when I was kind of playing around with lineups this morning that, putting Kyrie at captain, who of course is coming off of a 50-point effort against the Hornets earlier this week, that gives you a little bit more flexibility. You're saving, I think, $900 versus going with Harden. And in that build, you can still fit two of Embiid, Kevin Durant, and James Harden in your lineup along with Kyrie at the captain spot. So for me, that's the key is, you want to get at least three of those four because both of these teams are so top heavy. And at least Philly, has Tobias Harris and has Tyrese Maxey, who also contribute. But with Brooklyn, I mean, after KD and Kyrie, on any given night, there's going to be a third guy and kind of a fourth guy who contributes, but finding out who that's going to be is really difficult. Some nights it could be Seth Curry if he's shooting well. Other nights it could be Andre Drummond if he grabs 17 rebounds. But, the rotation at center has kind of been all over the place. So choosing those mid to lower tier options is going to be really tough. I think you have to nail, you have to have the right 3 stars in your lineup. And, then you're going to have to fill in with 1 or 2 scrubs at the end. No Danny Green tonight for Philly, which is not that big of a deal for fantasy purposes. Danny Green has essentially fallen off a cliff over the last couple of years as a fantasy player, but that does open up more minutes for guys like Matisse Thybulle, Isaiah Joe, maybe even Furkan Korkmaz. So those are some guys to consider if you're looking to pair one of those lower cost options with one of your higher cost captains.